Hello world, welcome back to Razor RC. Today I wanted to shoot a video talking about my favorite radio for any particular budget. So starting from RTR radios all the way up to mid-range. I'm not going to cover the high-end radios because honestly I don't own any high-end radios. And if you're going to spend $500 or $600 on a radio, you probably already know what you want, already have a particular brand. So I'm going to cover these four radios in front of us. If you've been following my channel for any amount of time, you've probably noticed that I do review a lot of RC radios. I've tried many RC radios. I've owned a bunch, borrowed a lot of different radios, so quite familiar with almost every radio on the market today. So I'm going to cover these four radios, basically starting from RTR level here on the left. So my favorite radio in what I call the RTR radio is the Tactic TTX300. So this is the radio that comes with armored vehicles. You can pick one up for about $35 on eBay, so very inexpensive. So if you have an RTR car and maybe you broke the transmitter or you lost a radio or you just want something a little bit better, this is my pick for a few reasons. Number one, just a very sturdy, solid radio overall. Actually quite comfortable, probably the most comfortable RTR radio on the market today. I just like the way the wheel feels. It's got nice foam, got a nice trigger, nice handle. It takes 4 AA's. Little power switch here on the backside with servo reversing, also all the knobs here on the left, so that way it doesn't interfere or kind of get knocked around and accidentally adjusted. Integrated antenna, 2.4 gigahertz. Just a very good radio all overall. Nice little LED as well. And one really nice feature that this radio has that most radios in the RTR class does not have is basically endpoint adjustment. So you can actually adjust how far the servo can turn left or right at a maximum. Most radios either have dual rate or they don't even have dual rate, like the TQ radio doesn't even have dual rate. So that just makes sure your servo is not overextending and basically hurting itself when you're turning full left, full right. So nice, really nice radio overall. I've also tried the Spektrum DX2E. I've tried the Associated, I think it's called the XP120 if I'm not mistaken, the Traxxas TQ radio. But overall, of the big four basically RTR brands, I do like the TTX300 best overall. So that's my pick in what I call the RTR class. So in the budget class, basically radios under $100, my pick is the Radiolink RC6GS. Very nice radio overall. It's pretty much the first class that's going to have a display, a lot more adjustments. This one in particular has gyro control, throttle speed, expo, 6-channel radio, very long distance control. I've tested this probably further out than any other radio I've tried. Takes 4 AA's, takes life or LiPo battery as well. So very nice radio overall. Maybe you're ready to move up from an RTR radio. Maybe you've got 3 or 4 cars that you want to control with one receiver rather than having to lug around 3 or 4 receivers. This is my pick. Other radios in the class are the Traxxas TQI, the FlySky FSGT3B and C. I've tried both those radios, was not particularly impressed. This one's really nice, 6 channels, a lot of adjustments, really nice display. So for $76, a very good value. Also, the receivers are still very inexpensive. You can pick up a receiver for $15. So basically, you can use this to control a whole fleet of bashers. Not the best race radio, in my opinion. The trigger is a little bit hard to use. Some of these switches and stuff were interfering with the wheel when I first got it. So, but very good radio overall if you're just kind of looking to upgrade from an RTR radio. Moving on to what I call the entry-level class. So I've actually owned the Futaba 3PV, the Sanwa MX6, and then this here is a Spektrum DX5C. So check out my review on this if you're interested in to know more about this. But this retails for $125. The prices in these entry-level radios has gone up recently, so they are a little bit more expensive. But if you're ready to get into some racing, if you really want something with more controls, more channels, this is a 5-channel radio. Nothing else kind of in that $125 class controls that many channels. Has a really nice display, a lot of adjustments, you know, trim, throttle, reversing, speed, rates, expos, timers, all kinds of stuff. So even stability control, what a Spektrum calls AVC. I think it controls up to, I think, 30 different models. You have steering tension adjustment, 4 double A's. Throttle feels really good. The handle feels really good. It has kind of this rubberized grip. So overall, a very nice radio, integrated antenna, updatable software. For $125, I think this is the best radio out there on the market. It's fast enough to do some club racing. Frame rates at like 11 milliseconds, which is definitely on par or better than most of the other radios in this class. So for the entry-level radio class, I do like the Spektrum DX5C. And then moving on to basically the mid-level class. So these are radios in the $200 to $300 range. My favorite radio is actually the Sanwa MTS. I've owned a bunch of Sanwas. They also make the MT44. I also have an MT4S. And if you kind of notice, most people that are racing that are not sponsored by a particular radio, most of them basically do gravitate to the Sanwas. I think they do tend to be the fastest, most responsive, basically best sort of feel, high quality construction, adjustable steering tension, and then of course all the standard adjustments that you're going to want to make for steering, throttle, etc., curves, bays, subtrims, functions, all that stuff. So this controls a lot of different things. It also has telemetry, so you can get battery voltage on your car to find out whether it's basically dropping in voltage. Takes LiPo, nickel metal hydride batteries. So really good radio overall. It retails for $200, which I think is an amazing value because the speed and performance on this radio is basically on par with the higher end Sanwas. Basically everything with the S or the faster radio, so the MT4S, MT12S, etc., or M12S, M12RS. These are very, very fast radios, very, very responsive, and this is my pick in the mid-range class. I mean, you could buy something like an MT44, but that retails for $330, while this is only $200. Just an amazing steal of a value, and if you're looking to kind of upgrade beyond these entry-level radios, I think you should go with the Sanwa MTS. So anyways, that's my thoughts, my suggestions on all the different radios for a bunch of different classes, depending on what your budget is, what you're looking for out of a radio. I think you'll be happy with any of these radios. Honestly, they're all very good radios, very good value, and I'm happy with them. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe to my channel as always, and look for more videos soon.